Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. So today, let's have a happy accident and see what we can make out of it.
Hello and welcome to a special Sunday night edition, the place to be reviews. I just got out of the theater and I went to see A Quiet Place Part 2 this evening. It was a movie. First of all, let me say it was absolutely great to be back in the theater. I can't describe to you how good it felt to walk into a theater I have literally been going to since I was, probably what? Well, I saw Return of the Jedi there when I was 3. So for roughly 38 years almost, so it's been absolutely a blast. That was the experience of going back there. The smell of the popcorn. It sounds cliche. It really does. But we take these little things like that for granted, and dare I say the nicest thing was not having to wear a mask to even walk in was really probably the most rewarding thing. So that was great. It was a decent sized crowd for a Sunday night on a holiday weekend. As the fanfare for this movie, I mean, I did my first trailer reaction to this back in, I believe, 2019, I want to say. And I remember seeing it and just being like, yeah, it's a movie. But I don't know. It's just, God. I don't know. I really, like I said, I enjoyed being back at the theater. I enjoyed that. It was wonderful to be in the theater. The previews were for, I think it was Space Jam, A New Legacy, which I couldn't care less about. And what was the other one? It was so underwhelming. I can't even remember what the other preview was now. All I know is it was extremely underwhelming, and I was not. I was like just whatever with it, Not a great, not a memorable trailer. The Space Jam Legacy. I'll talk about that for a second here. We wait for some more people to pop in the chat. The Space Jam Legacy trailer was very, very just blasé and boring. It's filled with the nonsense that we knew it was going to be filled with. It didn't, nothing about it was enticing. I don't know. Like, I don't know how they expected people to be excited for that. It really didn't make much sense to me. Especially given everything that LeBron James has said and done, that to me was another big kind of like, you're not winning hearts and minds here, LeBron James. You're really not. I don't know though. It's just the theater experience is great. I wished it was a different movie. I really do. I wanted to see Dune, but it'll be out. Another monster. What's up? He says, lurking here to support my brother E-Tap, the most criminally undersubbed YouTuber. Thank you, sir. Thank you, another monster. Small Time is here. He said, LeBron is so polarizing. He's not a safe bet by the studio. That's the thing is you get people like that, these actors, adult pretenders, athletes that want to put their ideology ahead of the IP. And this is what you get. is a, people not wanting to see Space Jam because it's LeBron James acts like a puppet for China. Mackie Sky's here. He says, "I'm here. Hello all." Hello, Mackie Sky. We're just kind of talking about the Space Jam new Legacy trailer before we get into talking about the movie. I bumped the stream up an hour. I set it for 10:30 because I thought the movie had a longer runtime, which I'm glad it didn't because I had to hurry up and drive home because I had to go to the bathroom. I didn't want to use the bathroom in the theater. I'm weird about public bathrooms. But no, it's only like a 5-minute drive from the theater to my house. So I hurried up, got home, but like I said, I bumped the stream up an hour. As soon as I got home, I wanted to, because I didn't want to wait that long, it was an hour and like 35 minutes, hour and 36-minute runtime, somewhere around there, maybe 40. So it wasn't a long movie by any stretch of the imagination. I'm talking about A Quiet Place, of course. And I have not seen, admittedly, the first one in, oh man, I don't even know how long it's been since I saw the first movie. I did my trailer reaction to A Quiet Place Part 2, okay? January 1st of 2020. And that was like right after the trailer dropped. So that's how long it's been since I did a trailer reaction. It is now May 30th of 2021. So yeah, that's how long this movie has been delayed. Because I think it was supposed to come out in like May or something like that of last year. And everything got bumped back because of the coup. But so this was kind of out of my frontal lobe. I wasn't really even thinking about this movie anymore. I was just kind of like, just put it to the back burner. Hey, Tony's in the house. What's up, Tony? Clown World Review. Go sub to my brother Tony Tone Deaf, man, my co-host. Tomorrow night, it'll be me, Tony, Red Gaze, the assistant regional manager. I just promoted him for his birthday. It's a change in title only. There's no raise in pay or benefits. But so it'll be myself, Tony, Red Gaze, and Final Death Star, Enter the Unfamiliar. He's actually live right now. But I'm not trying to stream. I'll show off. I did the Bob Ross thing because I wore my Bob Ross t-shirt today. Yep, I know. M. Dastardly called me Beard Tap the other day. This is going to be epic by the end of summer. Justin Proper's in the house. Super fan Adam Shawhan. Okay, so to get into this movie, like I said, I haven't seen the first one it's been so long. Yep, Bob Rizzle. If you missed the intro, it had a little Bob Ross feature in it. But no, so it was like I said, it was a movie. It was more the theater, getting back into the theater that was nice. And the first one, I was kind of like, on. Like, I liked the concept. I thought there were some things with the execution they could have done better. But, John Krasinski, he's kind of spread his wings since The Office has ended, which is good because he's a talented actor. He was kind of underrated before The Office. He was in Leatherheads with Clooney. He was the guy that Clooney stole the girl from in that movie, I believe. But, Jack Ryan he's played. Tony hasn't seen the first Quiet Place yet. I mean, you don't really need to see the first one to see this. I mean, there are some things. All right, so this is going to be full spoilers. So I guess you've been warned. So the movie starts. You get some background with the with the story, which is nice because the first one had that certain like ambiguity to it, to where you didn't exactly know what happened. Nobody has seen the first one. It sounds like. What's up, superfan Adam Shawhan? So let me have a sip of my water here. We get background, and it's kind of happening concurrently with the present time. And it's nice because it goes back and you see Lee is John Krasinski's character's name. And he's kind of going through town, goes into the local like little market, buys some apples and, you know, a big jug of water. And he's going to watch his son play baseball. And everything starts kind of unfolding while this game is going on. And you get the you see it in the sky, like things happening. You hear explosions, you hear like, you know, jets and helicopters and things like that. So everybody kind of like starts to, you know, panic and they flee the baseball field. And you get to meet what was his name? I have to look. The actor's name. What's his? Cillian Murphy. He plays Emmett, who is another parent and is a friend of John Krasinski's. In supposedly, you know, from the first movie, but I don't really remember seeing him in the first movie. But like I said, it's been so long. Well, everything hadn't happened yet, Tony. He says apples are looking very Jewish. I'm a Jewish princess, Adam. So, you know, they have some small talk before everything starts happening, and it's just kind of establishing that they have there's a pre-established relationship there with them. And it's, you know, just some banter. And then, like I said, everything starts happening and they go their separate ways. Krasinski and his daughter, the deaf girl, who is, I have to look her name up. Millicent Simmons. Reagan is her name. The character's name is Reagan. So Reagan is deaf. She goes with him. Marcus goes with Emily Blunt's character, Evelyn. You know, they didn't have the baby yet. They had the little boy. I don't even remember his name. But he died in the first one. You know, his death was brutal. Because he has this stupid little rocket ship and they're going through the woods and they're walking and you can't make any noise because these creatures, the slightest noise and they can hear it because that's what their sense is driven by, is hearing. And, there's the only thing they can see. And he has this little rocket ship and it makes a noise, and before John Krasinski can get to him, this thing just comes across as BLAM, and he's fucking gone. So they're fast, like they're very fast, and like I said, they're driven by sound. So yeah, it's kind of crazy because you just see like Emily Blunt and them are driving. They're both going home. All right, so back to when everything's unfolding. Yeah, it doesn't matter what his name is if he's dead. You're right, Adam. It really doesn't fucking matter. He was such a non-factor anyway. He always says, you know, in these horror movies, kids are just anchors. They're just fucking anchors. And as a parent, I hate to say that, but yeah, they're just little anchors. And especially because she had the baby in the first one, so this is supposed to pick up like after you see like everything unfold. It's like day 474. And the baby was born, you know, during the first movie. But it's still really little. So I don't exactly know how much fucking time was supposed to pass. You know, it doesn't look like it's much older than, you know, 5-6 months. But this is supposed to be like day 474 since the happening. And they're still living at their farm. They've got the lights up and they've got the path of sand so they can walk, and it's silent. When the monster snatched the boy up to John Krasinski, give the camera a good stare. You know, I was waiting. Like I said on a live stream, I think last week, in an outtake, I hope there was a moment where he was just like, and just tilted his head and did like a Jim look, like after something dramatic happened. Like that would have been the shit to put like in the outtakes. You know, from the fucking Blu-ray. That would have been great. So they pick up, you know, and the daughter she's been trying to pinpoint where this smoke signal's coming from. And they hear like Beyond the Sea on the radio, and the daughter kind of figures out that it's not just a song somebody's playing on loop. This is later on. I'm kind of jumping around here. But it's, you know, they decide to go on this fucking voyage to find the fires first, because there's somebody off in the distance burning a fire. and it's been consistent. And the daughter's been tracking it. So mom, Emily Blunt, packs up the fucking kids. They're, basically holed up in this farm, which they're fairly safe there. And they go out on this journey to find where the other fire is. So, because every night she lights a fire on top of like the silo, and she sees another signal fire. And they go to find this thing, and it's just like, I always question the decisions in these movies. It's like, in reality, would you really do this? Like, you're kind of like set up with like a base of operations. Are you really going to venture out into the fucking like great unknown when these things that like you make the slightest noise, they just swoop in and fucking kill you like in an instant? Like, really, Evelyn? This is what you're doing? Oh, Parent of the Year goes to Emily Blunt for that. But in all seriousness, though, so they go out on this, they're out on their intrepid journey, and we'll skip over the bullshit. They get to where they're going, because I'm not going to stream for more than probably 45 minutes talking about this movie, maybe an hour. So they go through, they get to where they're going. So they find the source of the smoke, and of course they're going through a fence, and they have a big box, right? They have oxygen tanks with a little oxygen mask for the baby. They put it puts the baby in the box. They put the baby in the box, and they put a little oxygen mask on it. And they have oxygen tanks. They run off, so the baby, it's like soundproof. They made this soundproof box, which is actually, it's quite brilliant. What to do with your baby when it cries? Shove it in the fucking box with an oxygen mask. So they put it in there, and they, because you can't just carry this baby out in the open all the time, because if you're better on a baby, babies have a tendency to fucking cry because they can't say, hey, I'm hungry. So they put the baby in the box, and they get to where they're going, and they're walking through this fence, and Evelyn's backpack, Emily Blunt, her backpack gets caught on the fucking fence and makes a noise, and then she's walking and hits a tripwire. And for the life of me, I mean, I kind of understand, but given the terrain, none of them wear fucking shoes. None of them. Okay. Now, if you remember the first movie, we'll call back to the first movie. Emily Blunt stepped on a nail when she was going down the basement to give birth to her baby in a fucking bathtub in their basement. I think it was a bathtub, but stepped on a nail in her foot. Didn't make a fucking sound. Just like took it like a champ. Like taking it like a champ. Don't it get cold there? Like, I can't remember where they're at. They're on the coast somewhere, so it probably doesn't get that. I mean, it looks like the South, but I'm not sure. So I really honestly can't fucking remember. It's probably pretty bad that I don't remember, but so they're not wearing shoes. I'm like, everybody's basically dead. You can't tell me you couldn't have pillaged or plundered a pair of fucking Skechers or something, them little soft ass bottom shoes that barely make any noise, because it seems like your feet would get cold, and like if your feet are like bloodied, or like if you're walking on rocks and shit like that, it seems like you would need some protection for your feet, because if you can't walk or run, you're pretty much just dead in the water here. So I don't know. So they hit a tripwire going into this, like it's like some kind of an industrial complex, like building. Kind of like some shipping yard. Good thing it wasn't a Lego. She'd be crying. Oh, dude, if it was a Lego, she'd have been fucking dead. Like, dead. Deed. Fucking deed. So she goes in there. She hits a tripwire, right? Bunch of bottles come down and start clanking together. And she just says, run. So the kids, the two kids and her start running. They're carrying the fucking baby in the box. And one of these things just comes smashing in. They kind of tuck inside one of like the open buildings, and you see the kids just get snatched. And it's Cillian Murphy that does it, and he's got like a little bunker, and they go down there, and there's like, it looks like what was it, El Diablo in the Suicide Squad, the thing they put him inside of. It's kind of like one of those, like this big, like almost like steel, like heavy duty, like World War II looking like tube. So they jump inside there, and he's got it rigged so if the latch goes down, it doesn't lock. So that'll come into play later. So they hide inside there, and he's got his face covered at first. You can't see it's him. They didn't recognize him at first, and then, you know, he tells them they gotta leave. Of course, you know, the trope, you can't stay here. You know, the woman, the kids. You know, the reluctant protagonist kind of thing with the Cillian Murphy's character. Well, he lost his whole family. He lost his son, his wife, everything. They're gone. So, you know, the daughter's, of course, mad at him. Call him a coward and stuff because he's telling him he can't stay there. We get, you know, they kind of give you the backstory on him. You know, what happened. Because, like I said, they showed him at the beginning of the movie at the baseball game, and this is him now. You know, he's kind of been living on his own underground. And this, you know, they just kind of pop in, and he's like, I don't have enough supplies. And so basically, the daughter figures out, you know, she's figured out that this Beyond the Sea broadcast is not just a song. It's, you know, it's a beacon. It's hey, you know, beyond the sea, there's islands. So they're looking off the coast, and they find the closest island, which is a big, you know, a decent sized island. And she's like, all right, so we need to find a boat. So she tries to get Cillian Murphy's character to go help her find this boat. You know, she doesn't, you know, he doesn't want to. She basically fucking sneaks out. Oh yeah, the kid, the other brother, his foot got caught in a fucking bear trap. Cillian Murphy had set traps, you know, so he's a fucking bear trap, and he's screaming. You know, this is when the creature come down there and shit. You know, and when they first got there, yeah, I was just, it was kind of slow. You know, like I said, it kind of flashed back for a little bit in the beginning, and then, you know, takes you right to the present day. What's up, Franchise History? He said the first one is genius, the second one is not as bad. Is not bad. Yeah, like I said, I was all right with the first one. The second one, man, I don't want to see another one. I don't, but I'll talk about that at the end. So she, you know, of course, you know, kids in movies like this doing things that they couldn't possibly fucking do. You know, the trope, it's almost like a higher stakes version of the Goonies or Monster Squad, if you will. I love both, but Monster Squad is a special place in my heart. So she goes out, you know, and because Cillian Murphy didn't want to go with her, Emily Blunt convinces him to go save her, bring her back. And then you get fucking Emily Blunt realizes that the oxygen tank that is running for the baby is running out of air. So air tanks, whatever. So it's running out of air. So she's got to go get another one. So the kid with the bad ankle, he's got to stay with the fucking baby, right? He freaked out when the sister left because he knew she was going to leave. He said, I'll tell mom, blah, blah, blah. I was like, don't tell a little bitch. But first of all, I'm like, why the fuck are you leaving? Like, why don't you wait till your brother heals and y'all go as a family? But you got to be a stupid fucking kid, not listen, deaf girl, and go on your own. Fucking Helen Keller. Goddamn. Sorry, I'm a little stoned. But so she goes out, you know, to find the boat to get to the island. You know, MacGuffin, you know, a Deus Ex Machina. Well, she's got her hearing aid, and she's carrying around this like almost looks like a karaoke machine. It's a loudspeaker. Takes a hearing aid, puts it to the microphone, and the frequency hurts these creatures. Like they can't stand it. Like it's their loud noises are their Achilles heel. It's almost like Venom. The creature design we get to see a little bit more of in this one was pretty cool. That's one thing I will say positive, that the creatures look really good. Especially when they're like trying to, you know, sense, and you can like see their heads open up It's a really gnarly looking alien. So it was that was well done. That's one thing I really did like was the creature effects and like the special effects, the attack scenes, which we're getting to another one. So Cillian Murphy is, he goes out after the daughter, which I got to go look back here at IMDb and see her name. It's Reagan. So Emmett is Cillian Murphy's character. Emmett goes after Reagan. Evelyn leaves Marcus in the tube with the fucking baby. And the aliens reminded me of a crazy Carnage in franchise history. Yeah, they did. They kind of did. It was almost a cross between Carnage and one of the Muto from the male Muto from the 2014 Godzilla movie that killed off Bryan Cranston way too soon. So they go out and, the daughter's looking for the boat. Cillian Murphy, she goes through this fucking train and she's trying to get a first aid kit and it makes noise and fucking one of the creatures, of course, hears her, shows up like that because these things are that fast. Their hearing is that strong. She's using her speaker and she shoots it, but I think she missed it. Or it didn't quite kill it. Because you can shoot them and kill them. If they're in their weakened state with like a loud noise. So she shoots it and she's kind of like at her last way. She can't rack the shotgun. Because she's got like a 12 gauge. She can't rack the shotgun. And things kind of closed on her, and all of a sudden it just gets shot and killed. And it's Cillian Murphy. He saves her. So he tries to convince her to, go back, and she tells him no. And, she convinces him to help. And, so they go on forward, and they're looking for the coast. And he says, hey, they get there. He says, I found a boat. So we'll step back over to Evelyn for a minute. On her journey, she finds, she gets the oxygen tanks. And meanwhile, Dum Dum down in the tube, he doesn't realize they're running out of oxygen. He fucking locks himself in the tube, which, of course, the one time the handle actually comes down and locks on this tube, it locks him and the baby in. They're running out of oxygen. But he attracted one of the fucking creatures going up the tube because there's this big opening you can slide down. He's got like sandbags down there. You slide down if you have to get down there in a hurry, or there's like a hatch you can open and you can crawl down that. So Dum Dum alerts one of the fucking monsters, and Evelyn's out. She comes back during the fucking monster attack and some shit. It was just part of it. It was just kind of a mess in a few parts, like how it was arranged. But the daughter and Reagan and Emmett, they find a boat. They're on the dock, and here comes this. Now he alluded to the other people in this world aren't people worth saving. Kind of reminiscent of like The Walking Dead. That the people are your worst enemy in times like this. So they get happened upon as they're making their way down the dock this boat. You see all these fuckers just pop up. They bait him in with a little girl, and she puts a fucking like noose around Cillian Murphy's neck, and they look rough. It's almost like the Claimed gang in Lost. That's on my mind. Walking Dead, and they pop up on the dock, and must be like the leader of them. And they're still not making any noise. The leader of them has Reagan, and Cillian Murphy is down at the end of the dock. Well, there's one of their noisemakers. There are some bottles in a net. Long story short, one ends up making noise. One of the creatures just shows up and starts killing these people that are there holding them. Cillian Murphy takes and wraps the bottle thing around old boy's neck and like ties him to a fucking post. Now he's still got this rope around his neck, and the creature's just, he stabs him in the leg. That was a pretty wicked scene. So Murphy stabs old boy in the leg, and he screams, and the creature comes in and just starts gutting him. And Cillian Murphy's kind of getting choked by the rope when dude gets thrown into the water because he was tied around this post. Cillian Murphy's rope was. It frees him. And then, the girl's still there, and the fucking boat they were going to get on is destroyed. These things can't go in the water. They cannot go in the water. They cannot swim. So we find out where this comes into play when they get to the island. So franchise says they tried to create some tension with the mutant people scene, but it didn't hit for me. Yeah, there was just like, because they didn't say anything, there was no development for this group. You knew it was just going to be like a quick throwaway, moment with them. There was really nothing there of any substance. Like I said, they were just a plot point, and just like, hey, meet this group. This group's going to get wiped out really quick because they're bad, So they get in the boat, and they fucking float out to the island, and she gets back with the fucking tanks, and there's one of those goddamn things, and it's just like dumb fucking got the creature to come down through it, broke the tube, she ends up like lighting Emily Blunt. Pretty cool scene. Takes one of the oxygen tanks. She's got a handgun because Reagan has her shotgun, and Emmett has like a 30-06 hunt rifle. Decent impact weapon. It works. The fucking creature is, just blah, blah, blah. She fucking shoots one, blows it up. Shoots one of the oxygen tanks with her handgun. I think it's a 357 revolver. Blows the fucking tank up. Catches the thing on fire. It was a decent scene, but so, like I said, special effects are good though. That's one good thing the movie had going for it, was the special effects. They get to the island, and Emmett and Reagan are kind of sneaking around, and they see these people just out having a fucking bonfire, having a good old time, laughing, yucking it up. Which it was like, wow, they have this sense of like normalcy here. And you get to meet, you see, next thing you know, they're sitting at the fire, they're kind of, wrapped up in blankets, and they're, getting some food and some drink. And Demon Hansu from Blood Diamond, Guardians of the Galaxy, is the guy who's basically the emissary for the island. And he says, you figured it out, the song. And, you don't really get to know too much about him. He's a father. He tells him, it's been a long time since anybody showed up there. But they're living in houses. They have food. They have provisions. So they're pretty well set up. But yeah, right here, it's like this is not going to last. And the next morning, you see Cillian Murphy's out, and he's walking around. He hears something, and he looks, and the boat that the one alien, there was two of the aliens, one of them jumped in the water. The boat that they were trying to take at first, they got all tore up, drifted all the way to the island. It's out in the harbor, and he goes running back and tells everybody to get in their houses. And as soon as he does, here comes the alien. You hear a little noise or whatever. It sounds like I'm doing ASMR. The monster shows up, runs in, and just starts slashing people. These things are great because they just like slash and stab. It's really cool. But no, I don't know. So the whole thing is she's got to magnify. They know how to stop these things. They just have to magnify the sound of her hearing aid, and that will disable these things enough to where if there's any survivors, they can hopefully kill them. So the harrowing scene, after the attack, Demon Hansu and Cillian Murphy and Reagan. I'm using the actor's names and then the character's name. They jump in his car. They're honking the horn. They got one of the things following them. It's a convertible, so this thing's going to slash through the top, which it does. It was definitely a cool scene. they get to the radio station on the island, which is broadcasting the Bobby Darin song Beyond the Sea. And they get Emily Blunt had the best performance, right? JM 2021. What's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a while, man. She was good. Cillian Murphy kind of stole the show though in his because I think I'd have to look and see who had more screen time, but he was right up there with Emily Blunt and the gal Millicent Simmons that played Reagan. Emily Blunt is a good actress. I liked her in oh God, what was the movie with Tom Cruise? Where he kept repeating the thing. They were soldiers in the future. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. Cutaway. So the car chase, they get to the radio station. They get in the garage, and he's like, I got to go back. And Demon Hansu's like, I got to save my family. Of course, fucking thing comes on the door, slashes his legs out from under him, pulls him out the door, flat right through his back like a skewer. He's done. He's dead. You know, it's like the one black guy in the movie, and they fucking kill him off. I think Twitter will be mad about that. We'll talk about that towards the end, though. They did him dirty. Yeah. Demon Hansu always gets done dirty, it seems like, man. For an actor as good as he is, he got done dirty again. Like I said, man, his kids survived though. So, like the young black boy in Halloween 2018, and Reckless Reggie in Friday the 13th Part 5. The younger black kids survive. They tend to be the smartest ones in the movie, I swear, because they hid him and another boy when the attack came in this like little closet compartment in the house, and you find out later they survived. So it was and meanwhile back at the ranch, they've opened the tube. They're outside, and like I said, the big tube that you slide down had fallen in because when Dum Dum was lured the first one down there, it crashed down, filled up with fucking water, and the water's running down from the top level, and because there's a sprinkler system, that's how Emily Blunt fucking started a fire up there with the to lure this stupid thing in, and it was kind of but now the black boy has no father. Thanks, writers. He'll be Colin Kaepernick. He'll just be raised by a nice white family, and then eventually turn militants at some point. Lord, I apologize. But so Emily Blunt and the kid and the baby almost ran out of fucking oxygen, like just in time because mom with the oxygen tank. She's outside the tube, and of course the fucking thing pops out from behind the tube, and they're at the radio station, and the thing is in the radio station with Cillian Murphy, and this is all happening like concurrently. She sees like the studio. She's got to get in the studio and get her hearing aid to the fucking microphone and boost the signal, and boom, this will disable these things. They can just at least take out the one on the island, because there's only one on the island that made it over in the boat. Because they can't swim, like I said. So Rhodes looks, the alien's like, I'm on a boat, motherfucker, don't you ever forget. But no, Jesus, Beastie Boys, I'm not. So they're, they're in the tube, and the fucking thing is down in the basement. What's up, Bone? What's up, Bone? So they're down in the tube, and they've retreated back in there. The baby's fucking crying. They got it out of the box, and it rips the fucking box out and throws the box. Like, oh, there goes the baby's box. Way to go, a-hole. And on the island, you got Reagan and Emmett. She's trying to get in the studio. He slides. Now it's like she tried to open this window and get in the studio. Emmett opens it. She gets in, and something happens. They make a stupid little noise, and of course the fucking alien comes running over. Emmett is, at this point, is just gonna sacrifice himself so she can get into the studio with the hearing aid. And the thing hacks his fucking leg up, like he's bleeding out. And she gets in there and bap, gets the fucking thing on, and the kid's got the earphones on in the tube. You know, he's listening to Beyond the Sea while this fucking monster's attacking. And oh, dude, them copyrights ain't no joke. I've been clean on them for a minute. I'm trying to keep it that way. The closer we get to monetization. So if you're not subscribed, tell a phone, tell a friend, subscribe to the channel today. We're at 687. Been hovering around that mark. Let's get past 700, man. By Wednesday. By Wednesday, we'll be past 700. That's a reachable goal. I got a lot more content coming for you guys too, man. No Batwoman tomorrow, but we got some other fun stuff planned. Don't even worry about it. Don't even trip. Don't even sweat it. We got real fake doors. Little Rick and Morty humor there. But no, so the fucking monster's in the basement ripping through the tube, and the boy hears the fucking signal. So he knows his sister fucking got there, and he pulls the headphone jack out, starts playing the radio, and the fucking thing's blah, 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 you know, that bit, you know, starts going off, and till he fucking, you know, Emily Blunt's got the baby because it got her in the leg through when it came slashed in the tube. Meanwhile, at the radio station, you know, she's got the ones freaking out, and they end up killing both the fucking aliens. The brother and sister do, and it runs, like I said, concurrently or simultaneously. And that's kind of where we leave off. It's like I said, you know, sans a few minor details. You got, you know, Cillian Murphy. He survived, of course. You know, you get a redemption arc there for him, you know, because he was kind of, you know, a loner, and he got a chance to do something to help somebody, you know, when he couldn't help his family. You know, somebody he was friends with, you know, that had been killed previously in John Krasinski, Lee Abbott. You know, Cillian Murphy got to you know, redeem himself, you know, kind of, at least for his own peace of mind, and help and do something good. Which, like I said, the Emily Blunt was good. Cillian Murphy was really good in this. Demon Hansu, he was on the scenes he was in. They didn't really give him too much to do or too much backstory, but you know, kind of just a plot point character. They did him dirty though, like Franchise said. Hail Angelus Draven, hail to you, sir. But yeah, so it was just the ending. Like I said, the ending was kind of it was, you know, yay, you know. I guess there's still a bunch of these motherfuckers out there. You know, the only thing is now, you know, you have the means to stop them. I thought it was good. It wasn't great. It gave more explanation and backstory setup than the first movie really did. Which they handled it well, like in the very beginning of the movie, to where it wasn't like, I thought it would kind of run through the course of the whole movie. They'd be kind of flashing back and forth, but they only did it in the beginning, which was fine with me. You know, it kept the movie running, and like I said, there was an hour and 42-minute runtime. So, or hour and 40 minutes, whatever. So it wasn't too long of a movie. To where it was like, you're like, oh my God, is this thing still going? Because there's really, I mean, let's be honest. There's only so much they could do with that. Watch Part 3 is coming. If they do a Part 3, it'll just be called A Quiet Place 3, Cash Grab the Movie. I mean, literally, because there's really nowhere else to go with this. At this point, there isn't. You don't have anywhere else to. I mean, unless they start, you know, they find other survivors and band together and start hunting these things down using, you know, the technology of the, you know, the hearing aid, the magnification of the frequency of the hearing aid to kill these things. But I mean, how far are you going to skip into the future to, you know, age the kids up to where they're, you know, more physically capable, you know, and I don't know. To me, it's just like, leave it here, end it. I don't see any point moving forward with it. This is written and directed by Krasinski. I don't think this film's going to win any awards. It's a movie. That's about the best I can say about it. Like I said, it was just nice to be back in the theater to watch something. I really wished I could have seen Godzilla versus King Kong, which was playing there last week. My schedule just didn't allow for it. I almost didn't make it tonight because I fucking passed out. I laid down. I was tired. I was outside power washing my house all day. Told you guys I had to do that in the video yesterday. I had to power wash the house. Power washing the house all day. And so everybody's gone. It's just me. And I came in, got a little too stoned, and kind of passed out. And I was like, oh, shit. I woke up. It was like 20 after 6. I was like, I got to be at the theater in 40 minutes. So, yeah. Live, die, repeat. That's about it. The Tom Cruise movie, Frank and the Shawhay and Wiener Dog Clan in the house. Yeah, I don't know. Did you have fun and get some popcorn? Oh, Frank, hell yeah. I did. I ate a whole large popcorn, got a large Pepsi, and a bag of Sour Patch Kids. And there was nothing left when I was done. Yeah, I didn't get to see Godzilla versus Kong. Like I said, man, schedule just didn't work out. So thumbs up or thumbs down, or horse down. I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on it. I can't give it 2 thumbs up. I'll give it 1 up and 1 down. Like I said, I didn't wear a mask. It said you didn't have to wear one if you're fully vaccinated. But they weren't checking. Trust, as somebody who doesn't want to ever see it come to let me see your papers again, they didn't ask. So I'm just like, I'm not fucking saying anything. I'm not wearing one anyway. So look, if I don't have to wear one at the weed store anymore, I don't have to wear one at the fucking movie theater. Because when I went to the weed store earlier today, I didn't have to wear one there either. And I haven't had to wear one there for the last, like, I think it's been like 2 weeks now. Since they dropped that bullshit. So 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down. It was entertaining enough to make the evening enjoyable and make, like, I spent, what was my ticket, like $7? The theater's cheap. It's like $7. All toll for my ticket, a large popcorn, a large soda, and a bag of Sour Patch Kids, a healthy bag of Sour Patch Kids. $19 for me, just for me, which not bad. Considering I went to like other theaters, like when I went to see Endgame, the tickets for that were like, I think $20. So, and that's not counting concessions, which basically I get the same thing every time. I get my large soda, my popcorn, and my Sour Patch Kids, and I think those were they were $12 tonight. And so it was 12 for the concession, 7 for the ticket tonight. When it's the end game, I spent it was like $40 or something, just for me with one ticket and my few. I might have got something extra, but it was like $45 the end game. I won't talk about Spider-Man: Far From Home, but okay. So before this, the last movie I'd seen in the theater was New Mutants last October. I was probably equally entertained, although I would say I enjoyed New Mutants a little bit more, just because I like the Fox X-Men universe more. So even that movie, New Mutants, wasn't great, and it would have been made better if they would have been able to do a sequel to it, which is kind of what the whole movie set up for. Whereas this is like kind of the denouement of this saga. I don't see, like I said, barring a time jump and aging the kids up, which would probably mean recasting them. Although I don't know the name or I haven't really looked into the ages of the actors, frankly, because I'm not that interested in the franchise moving forward at all. But to see if you could use them in, say, the next installment as older, versions of their characters, whereas you're going to have to recast the baby, depending on how far are you going to move forward, because the baby's literally a fucking baby. You can have another little Rugrat runner. I mean, that's another one you can have just kill off. I guess I don't know. It's kind of dark, but I mean, what are you gonna do with the third one? You're gonna kill. You have to kill basically what you got. 4 members of this family plus Cillian Murphy, so you have to kill off at least 3 of them. To make the movie interesting and have a couple survivors. Which I guarantee you it would probably be the deaf girl, and probably the baby. They'd probably kill off Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, and the brother. And they'd have that. That's just what I would see. I would see moving forward. But they would have to, like I said, that's the only way I could see this lasting. In part 3, A Quiet Place 3, cash grab the movie, would be they age up and they become, the monster hunter trope, and they're out, running through the wasteland trying to hunt these things down, which would be interesting because the more sound you create when you kill these things, the more of it would draw in. So you would almost have to set up for like one final battle, but then how many of them are there? They haven't really gone into that. So I don't know. Would I recommend this? I mean, if you like the first one, I think you'll enjoy it. Like I said, I personally didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. It was a nice evening out just by myself. Going to the movies, which I don't mind doing. I don't mind sitting there by myself and watching a movie. Like I said, I was going to come home and talk about it anyway. So, or I was going to go watch it. I might as well come home and talk about it, and had enough people show up to make it worthwhile tonight to do a live stream. Angelus Draven says, I enjoyed parts of New Mutants. I did too. Like I said, I didn't hate New Mutants. I thought it was good. Like I said, they shouldn't have tonally changed it in editing as much as they did to shift it away from the horror, because if they kept it as more of a horror movie, it would have worked even better. And obviously it would have worked even better if, like I said, they could have done a sequel, and we found out, more about the people who were, keeping the mutants there, because it wasn't, something to help them. They were, it was like a corporation, some kind of corporation. But see, I'm talking about New Mutants. That's how I understand I'm in A Quiet Place 2 now. Emily Blunt turned in a good performance. She was good. Cillian Murphy was solid as usual. He's a good actor. The kids were good. The little brother was fucking annoying. God, he was annoying. People, aka humans, 18-week dogs. No, the little brother. I gotta look up his name again. Marcus. Marcus is annoying he's annoying as fuck. That kid was just annoying as fuck. Oh, with his whining and just stupid decisions. On a bad ankle. I'm gonna try to go out and you're dumb, bro. You're dumb. So everybody's hideout gets destroyed because of one stupid motherfucker. That's the problem. It would be cool if Mr. Sinister would show up for once. If they did it in Doctor Strange 2, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for Mephisto. Everything's Mephisto. No, A Quiet Place 2, like I said, though, man, leave it here. Leave it alone. Leave it at 2. It doesn't need to be a 3. You don't need a trilogy. Not everything needs to be a fucking trilogy. Yeah, this was a movie. That's, like I said, if you like the first one, I'd say check it out. Just so you can see the story kind of, I would say, reach its conclusion. It's a fitting conclusion for it, because you don't need to do anything else. You can just leave it as it is, and just have just have it be a 1 and 2, and you're done. And leave the rest, like I said, leave the rest ambiguous. We don't need closure. We don't need to know what happens to these characters. Leave it to the imagination. Headcanon. Bryan Cranston wants to play Sinister. That would be cool with me. Bryan Cranston's amazing. I really wish they would have gave the 2017 iteration of the Power Rangers more. if they would have done more sequels with that, because they set up for the Green Ranger to come back in, and Cranston was a good Zordon. Elizabeth Banks was a good Rita Repulsa. So I had no problem with that movie. I know a lot of people fucking hated it. It was a movie where you didn't even think about the race swaps. Speaking of race swaps, let's talk about the lack of diversity in A Quiet Place 2. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the area where this was supposed to be. There might have been some more like ancillary black characters on the island, but all I remembered was obviously main one, Demon, Hansu, and his son. I think there was a couple other background ones, but they didn't, So I'll be waiting for Twitter to pounce all over this, because there's no diversity or whatever, or it wouldn't pass. I don't think something passes a Bechdel test. So 1 thumb up, Eastern New York. 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down. Yeah, see, they'd need shoes in the fucking winter. They'd need shoes. But 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down for A Quiet Place 2. Like I said, if you like the first one, check it out. You'll probably be pleasantly surprised. Like I said, it gives you the backstory that you didn't get in the first one. And that was, to me, that was probably the best part of the whole movie, was the backstory part. I enjoyed that the most. Let's see. So let me kind of run you through what's going on this week here on the channel. Tomorrow, you'll get. I've been doing the pop culture videos again. You guys have seem to be enjoying them. The views reflect that. So we'll do one of those tomorrow. Also, I am going to have, of course, the podcast episode 153 or 54. Tomorrow, our guest will be Enter the Unfamiliar. My twin, Enter the Unfamiliar. He's live. He's probably still live right now, flipped out over on doing their paranormal Enter the Unfamiliar podcast. But so he'll be my Tony and Red's guest tomorrow night. Tuesday, you'll get another video. I still got that Prodigal Son finale review. We'll sit down. Nano Reaper and I just had a miscommunicate and scheduling issues. No worries. We'll get it to you guys. I'm kind of waiting to see if any news drops about somebody, because they're shopping the series now. I think Hulu passed on it. So fingers crossed that somebody picks up Prodigal Son. It's the only Berlanti show that's really worth a damn. Outside of Superman and Lois, which speaking of which, Final and I are going to be reviewing that again. I'll be on Rogue Squadron Tuesday night over on author Stephen Walton's channel. You'll get another video Tuesday. I'll have another I Love the 80s video in the middle of this week for you. Probably Wednesday. You get the either that or just some daily shorts in there. Wednesday night, you got Going Rogue, episode 23. Thursday, the morning show in a daily short video. Friday, I'll have to pre-record something because I have an in-classroom teaching assignment on Friday, so I will be I shan't be in the office on Friday. I shall be in the classroom. And Saturday, next Saturday, you get another Galaxy High School episode 7. So we got 13 episodes of that, and I hope you enjoyed the one today. If you didn't, go check that out. It's short. It's only 5 minutes and 6 seconds long. So I kind of did a little different spin on it. But yeah, Saturday night, I'm not streaming or anything. I'm going to a rodeo next weekend. So yeah. But yeah, so that's what's coming up on the channel this week. Be sure to go subscribe to Tony Tone Deaf at the Clown World Review. Subscribe to my other great co-host from Monday night, Red Gaze. He's got a great channel. Back Sun Sworn on Indiegogo. I just did. I was actually backer 151. Wings of Vengeance, man. The project looks amazing. My boy Vinny Tartamella, check him out on Vinny Art. Hey, ETAP, you've been on the stream with Andy Signor. I have not, sir. I have not. JM 2021. Nerium, Bonds, The Drive. I don't know if it's in demand or not. Check that out, though. Phoenix Animation. Reclaiming Zendara and Galden. A lot of great creators out there. Check them out, and I'll probably have another 80s movie review coming up for you guys. I've got the long-awaited chick fight review. I could go watch it right now, but I'm gonna go play WWF No Mercy. I'm not gonna lie, on N64, not an emulator, any shit like that. Right on the N64 console I've got. JM21 says, am I looking forward to Loki? I have Disney Plus. I don't pay for it, but I have it. I'm gonna watch Loki. I heard the female version would be, yeah. I guess the female version is based on what I heard, is supposed to like be in the last episode, I think. I'm not looking forward to it. WandaVision, I was stoked for WandaVision, right? Because I love Scarlet Witch, and I like Vision's character. I like Paul Bettany. I was excited for that show, and especially when I heard it was supposed to lead in Doctor Strange 2. That show kind of shit the bed. Falcon the Winter Soldier, I done said all I need to say about that show. God damn. Yeah, that show was hot garbage. It really was. So Loki, my expectations are so fucking low right now. I would love to be pleasantly surprised by one of these shows. I don't think it'll happen, honestly. I really don't. Marvel is really killing any buzz for any of this shit. Spider-Man No Way Home, they're kind of hooked me in with this talk of the Sinister Six. They just signed Aaron Taylor Johnson to play Kraven. So, there's cool things that are happening. The problem is the powers that be won't let them be them cool, their cool selves. They want to Marvel it up and 2021 it up and make things ridiculous to where we have awesome stuff and lore, but they just keep fucking up by the numbers, man. Loki with guest star Pete Daddy Dollar. Yeah, I have some trading cards, Adam. That's about all I have left. I've been meaning to get back to you. I got some trading cards. The kids at school always are asking me for them. I had like 1,000 of them. I got 2 days before I retired, back in 2017. So that's what I have left as far as memorabilia. I don't have any T-shirts or anything. The only ones I have are the ones I wear and the one I wore to the ring that I cut the sides off of like Scott Hall that I'm too fucking fat to wear now. But I can send you some trading cards if you want a couple of them. Shoot me a DM on Twitter and I'll or a text and I'll send them out to you. But yeah, so the MCU, I'm talking about that. Yeah, Venom 2 franchise. I don't care. I'm fucking I'm hyped for Venom 2. I'm fucking hyped for that movie. Everybody's shitting on, oh, you're singing at the beginning and blah. You know what? I fucking love the first one. I did. I fucking love the first one. It sucks having a Venom movie without Spider-Man, but the way they did it, the way they worked it, you're welcome, Adam. You're welcome, my man. You're supportive as hell. Frank, if you want some too, just hit me up, shoot me a DM. The way that they worked the first one around not having Spider-Man, it was good. It was fun. But it's not. I know it's not comic accurate. Calm your fucking shorts, all right? It wasn't a bad movie. It was pleasantly surprising. They tamed down Sideshow Bob's fucking hair, Woody Harrelson, who can play a wonderful serial killer. If you've never seen a little movie called Natural Born Killers, starring Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, and Robert Downey Jr., I highly suggest you check that shit out, because that will just show you how good he can be at playing a fucking killer. I almost said unhinged, but he wasn't really unhinged. He was very in control in Natural Born Killers. But, yeah, so the Cletus Cassidy thing, it looks good. What we saw of Carnage looked good. I like how the trailer kind of tonally changed. We're going to get Shriek, which another video I did ages ago, back in 2019. I did a video. I was doing videos regularly about Venom 2, and I talked about Shriek being part of it. But hey, I just let something be good, Let something be good, because the damn Spider-Man, they don't know what Marvel is. That's I listen. I was listening to Everything Always earlier. I'm Michael Roman, and this is Everything Always. I clown a motherfucker with 900,000 subs. That's how big my balls are. I don't give a fuck. No, he was big. And normally I like Michael Roman stuff, although he conjectures a lot. Draven, yes, Natural Born Killers is a fucking amazing movie. That's one I want to own. I bought some movies at a garage sale. I'll post a picture of that on Twitter the other day. Like 4 movies for a day. I bought it's still in the original plastic. VHS, just a blank Blockbuster Videos VHS. I just have it on my shelf. It's just fucking cool. But no, I don't know, man. I like Venom. I like what they're doing with it. I don't know. The Spider-Man, it's just it's disappointing. After the Raimi trilogy, Sans Part 3 and Avi Arad's fucking bullshit that, he injected with, Eric Foreman Venom. No, the Amazing Spider-Man movies with Andrew Garfield. I have my issues with those, but the MCU Spider-Man movies, the only thing that redeemed Homecoming was Michael Keaton as Vulture. Far From Home. Mysterio was cool. I'm not the hugest Mysterio fan, but he's a cool character. Gyllenhaal did a good job, but the movie is trash. I don't know. Marvel has me really, as somebody who's invested in the Infinity Saga. It's like you're doing everything you can to keep me from watching your movies, because I don't give a fuck about the Eternals. I don't give a fuck about Black Widow. I could give 2 shits and a fuck about Shang-Chi. I mean, Thor 4, like, Love and Legumes with Kevin Thor. What? I don't care. Like, you're giving me trash. I don't know. The MCU's a mess, but yeah, check out A Quiet Place too. Thank everybody in the chat. Thank you guys, Franchise History TV, Angelus Draven, Superfan Adam Shawhan, JM 2021, Frank Shawhan and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan. Small Time was here. Mackie Sky, Justin Proper. Thank you guys. Another monster has been working and lurking. Thank you all. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight for this special Sunday night live stream. Nothing big, nothing too, too off the wall. Just a little discussion about A Quiet Place 2. No, like I said, guys, I didn't hate the movie. I'm not shitting on it. I really am not. Like I said, if you're a fan of the first one, check it out. Or even if you haven't seen the first one, rent the first one and go watch this one. Just, support the theaters, more or less being open right now is what it's important for us to do is support the theaters. And, just go out and have fun. Enjoy your life, live normally. And that's the best advice I can give you. But thank you all, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in on a Sunday night. Normally it's a school night, but I still have the house to myself as Minnie Metep and Mommy Etep are gone. So, but I'm going to go eat dinner finally and play some No Mercy on N64. So I'm Etep Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of yous. And remember, if I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. And it's better to burn out than fade away.